In Boston's Seaport neighborhood, new buildings are popping up left and right. But amid the cacophony of construction, volunteers take a quiet moment to plant flags in tribute to fallen service members.
We educate people every day.
In 2010, a group of combat veterans, Gold Star families, and first responders formed Massachusetts Fallen Heroes, a nonprofit committed to memorializing post-9/11 veterans who did not return home.
We always jokingly say I was born in the back room of Florian Hall, on a napkin with no idea, no plan, no money, no experience.
Next to the 50-foot obelisk, notes co-founder Dan Magoon, stands a memorial to Sergeant First Class Eric Emmond, who in 2018 was killed in Afghanistan, just 8 years after he'd helped establish Mass Fallen Heroes.
It was something that we wanted to do as service members, as veterans, that we collectively all carried some survivor's guilt, I think.
The Fallen Heroes Memorial has since become a gathering place for civilians, military families, and veterans. In August 2021, Magoon recalls many gathered here during the chaotic withdrawal of troops from Afghanistan.
That was a tough time for every veteran who's been there, but also the families who had lost somebody that got killed in Afghanistan. This kind of became a place of community.
A place of community particularly for families who've lost a loved one in combat, the Gold Star families.
That family carries that burden and that sacrifice for their entire life.
The nonprofit's fundraising events help support these Gold Star families. The funds also support the InnoVets program, designed to help veterans develop their own business ventures and get feedback from other professionals.
In the beginning, we thought it would be simple, right? Everybody will get behind this. And then as time went on, we realized there's a greater need.
Now, Magoon and the Mass Fallen Heroes team are looking to the future, ready to break ground on 2 new buildings and continuing to remember, honor, and support those who served.
It's run by veterans and it's run by Gold Star families. The engagement we have in our community, in this city, we're the luckiest organization because of where we are in Boston.
For those veterans who do return home, the pain, both emotional and physical, can linger.
I started to have severe ankle and neck issues where it became a chronic pain. After a few years, I was no longer able to run.
After serving as a medic in the U.S. Army, Brookline resident Cameron Waits made the transition back to civilian life.
I was just on top of my game, going to Oxford and doing a master's degree and then going to medical school here in Boston.
But in 2018, he began to have symptoms of PTSD.
I had some family members that passed away and some real stressful things happen all kind of at once.
On top of the emotional challenges, like many military members, 41-year-old Waits also copes with the pain of arthritis.
I have bone spurs and narrowing of parts of my vertebrae just from the arthritis.
Erica D'Agostino says members of the military are disproportionately affected by arthritis.
On average, the general population onset of arthritis is the age of 48 years of age, where in the military community, that onset can be in the early 30s and sometimes in the early 20s.
The word arthritis itself is not very specific, and in the management and care of patients, we have to deal with the possibility of over 100 different disorders. In the military, there's a lot more possibility for traumatic forms of arthritis, after injury.
A lot of these service members don't want to say they have arthritis, don't want to say that they have these pains, because it may affect their positioning. It may affect their job in the military.
Waits is one of many service members who didn't say anything.
When I was in basic training, I was issued size 10.5 boots, and I wear a size 12 or 13 because I didn't want to be disrespectful. I assumed that it was okay and everything, and it really kind of messed my feet up.
D'Agostino says there are solutions, but people need to speak up and be their own advocate.
Pain is not just something that you should live with, and it's a real issue. Even though you may not die from it, you don't have to just suffer in silence.
Commissioner Robert Santiago and Dr. Matthew Liang are veterans themselves. Commissioner Santiago tells us he too has arthritis related to his time in the service. He served in the Navy for 20 years. Dr. Liang served at Walter Reed Military Medical Center. Mass Fallen Heroes has a big fundraiser coming up this weekend, a sample sale located in Hanover. More details on that can be found on our website.